Welcome to Skillopedia, the place to learn skills for the real world. Well, this session today is for our lovely men, the men we respect and love. Well, this session will help you to be a true gentleman. So, you're really trying hard to be a gentleman? So how do you do it? Well, it's not really a personality trait. It's more of a lifestyle. You can't really turn on and off like a switch to be a great gentleman. It's something that you need to learn from within. So today I'm going to help you with some tips to be a true gentleman. Well, the first tip that I have for all my guy friends out there is that you need to put in efforts in order to appear well. Yes, appearance matters the most. So when I talk about appearance, well, certain things that you need to work on. Firstly, you need to keep yourself clean and well groomed. For that, you need to shower every day. In other words, you should not smell bad. Yes, women do not like to be around men who smell bad. Yeah. So make sure that you clean yourself well, shower every day, probably 2 times a day. Well, you will also feel fresh and the people around you would also feel nice. And keep yourself well groomed. Now, when I talk about grooming yourself, well, the things that come under that is you need to keep your fingernails nice. Which means you need not go for your manicures like the women do, but you need to trim your fingernails. There are some men that I usually come across who probably cut their fingernails. However, there's all dirt settled under their fingernails. So please, trim your nails at least once a week and clean your undernails well. Please do that. Well, another thing, if you like to maintain a good stubble or a beard, make sure you maintain it well. Trim it at least once a week and it should look neat and tidy. Or else, if you prefer the clean-shaven look, that's great. Well, go for a clean-shaven look or a good beard, a well-maintained stubble or a well-maintained beard. Another thing that you need to work on is protruding hair from your nose and from your ears. Yes, there are men who have these protruding nose hair or ear hair. So please make sure to trim that as well. It looks extremely ugly. Yes, so if in case you have that issue, make sure you trim it. So these are the certain things that you need to follow when it comes to appearance. Well, the second tip is to show your manners. A true gentleman is respectful to everyone in his orbit. So what do you need to do? Well, show off your manners. Hold the door open for your woman or carry groceries for elderly people. So the certain things that you need to keep in mind are, like I said, hold the door open for women. For example, you walk into a store. Don't just push the door, walk in, and then leave the door. Oops, the lady behind you is going to bump herself into the door. And that's mean, right? So if you want to be a nice, true gentleman, well, open the door and let the lady go first. Yes, the modern manners dictate that a gentleman, a true gentleman, is that person who lets the woman go first. For example, you are entering into an elevator. It's super crowded and you are probably getting late. Don't just push yourself into the crowd and go first. Well, what you need to do is just wait for a couple of seconds, let all the women enter first, and then go ahead. Yeah, that's going to be really appreciated. Also, when you go to a restaurant, okay, probably you're dining with your girlfriends, okay? and you want to be a nice guy, you want to be a nice gentleman. So how do you show your manners out there? Well, you pull back the chair for the woman, let her sit, push the chair, and then go ahead and take a seat. So these things just sound very silly to you, but trust me, it just shows that how courteous you are in a very subtle way. So even these small things really matter. Even when you are driving, or even if your friend is driving, like your girlfriend or your partner who is driving, open the car door for her, let her settle down in the car, and then you go ahead and take a seat. So follow these tips and trust me, you will be liked and appreciated by everyone. The next tip that I have for you is be on time. If you're not early, it means that you are late. Yes, you cannot have someone waiting for you, be it a woman or be it any other person that you have given time. Well, usually what happens is we tend to get late. We are not well prepared for certain things like traffic or these little disasters, and then you keep giving excuses. Well, that's not fair. If you really want to be a true gentleman, you need to be on time. Prepare yourself for these traffic jams, because usually when you step out of your house, we all come across these little disasters. Am I right? So prepare yourself with that. Make sure that your car has enough fuel or enough gas, and make sure that you wait for the other person rather than the other person waiting for you, especially if she is a woman, right? So the next time you give time to someone, make sure to be on time. Well, the last tip that I have for all the lovely men out there is compliment and have polite conversations. Well, yes, complimenting women is so important. The first words out of your mouth should be, the moment you look at a woman, is, "Oh, you look beautiful tonight," especially if it's your first date. Even if the woman is not looking really pretty tonight, it doesn't matter. You can't really say that you look ugly. Well, use subtle words that, "Hey, you look nice," or "You look beautiful." And if she's exceptionally looking absolutely amazing, then you can use words like, "Hey, you look stunning tonight, absolutely gorgeous." Okay, so compliment. Now, even if you are already in a relationship, you can't take your woman for granted, right? Well, you need to compliment her as well. Maybe not daily, but at least once in a while. That would really make her feel nice about herself. So, complimenting women is very important. Another thing that you need to keep in mind is have polite conversations. Just because you are a man, you can't really show off your skills, right? You can't be rude, or you can't really talk in a very loud manner, screaming on top of your lungs. You cannot do that. Well, if you want to be a true gentleman, you need to have polite conversations. Use positive phrases like, "How may I help you today?" or "I'll take care of that, don't worry," or "I'm here for you, no worries." Okay, these are the positive phrases that you can always use for the people around you. So be it elderly people, be it women, be it your friends, try to use these words. This really helps. Don't speak loudly, have nice, polite, slow conversations. So these are the certain things that would genuinely help you to come out as a very positive and a great person. So this brings me to the end of this session today. Hope these tips are really helpful to you to be a thorough gentleman. Follow these tips and trust me, you will be appreciated by everyone. Be mature, of course, be very, very courteous and self-aware about yourself. Follow these tips and things will be sorted for you. And I'll be back with a new session soon. Till then, you take care and do not forget to subscribe to our channel, Skillopedia, the place to learn skills for the real world.